Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I figured while I was in the car with no one else, this would be a good time to film a little update for you on Alyster, because I know a lot of people have been asking me how he's doing with his seizures and if there's anything new. And we did have some new things come up, and we have some new things that are still coming up. So let's get into it. If you're not familiar with his story and how he got diagnosed and all of that, you are free to watch my the old videos that we've filmed. There's a playlist. So Alyster was diagnosed with absence seizures in January, and we were given the option, we were given many treatment options. Basically, his doctor went over all of the different treatment plans, and at the time we weren't sure what we wanted to do. We later decided that we were going to do one of those treatment options. I didn't really want to get specific just because everyone thinks they have the right answer. And I just don't want that to be a topic of, discussion, I guess. Basically, we decided to hold off though and not start the treatment while Alyster was in school, preschool, because we didn't really want him we wanted to be able to like watch him closely. And since summer break was coming up, once we finally decided like which treatment we wanted to do, we figured we would just wait till summer break and until Hans was not traveling anymore, so that we could just be at home with him and just make sure there weren't any side effects. And you know, if there was going to be any amount of time where he had to get used to the treatments that we were going to do, that we would have that time until, you know, to just watch him and monitor everything. So it is coming up on the time now where we are going to start those treatments. I'm really nervous, but I have basically placed myself in the position to imagine if we were doing every single different treatment and ask myself how I'd feel. And I guarantee that I would feel nervous and uneasy about any of the treatments, because they all have side effects, even the ketogenic diet, which I guess I'm just putting that out there that we're not doing that one. And not so much there's side effects anyways, but so we are going to be starting soon, and like I said, I'm really nervous. But other than that, Alyster's been doing really well. He hasn't had too many changes with his seizures. He still has about 30 a day, and they're the same exact type of seizures that he's been having. You know, there's not really any new symptoms or anything like that. He has had a lot of headaches, and I briefly mentioned that in our last vlog. We actually went to his doctor to ask if there was anything we needed to keep an eye out for, and from what we were told, the headaches are okay. They may be in correlation with his seizures, but there's nothing that we need to like watch for as far as the type of headaches that he's experiencing. They did give us a list of guidelines to like kind of look at if he's starting to have headaches that wake him up at night, or like really painful headaches where he can't do anything. You know, they gave us some guidelines and things to look for, but so far we haven't had to worry about any of that. And so for now we just have to keep an eye on the headaches, and it's hard to say if they are definitely in like in correlation with the seizures or not. But what else? I feel like there was some other things. So we did go to the doctor for the headaches. So 2 days ago he had some, what I think is new seizure activity, and I'm not too familiar with the different types of seizures, but I believe there is one called tonic-clonic or myoclonic, and if you guys know, you can leave comments down below and tell me what you know. But basically, Ali woke up in the middle of the night around 1, and he never wakes up in the middle of the night, and he seemed confused about why he woke up. So eventually he said, I think I just need to go potty. So he went potty, went back to bed, but I had a horrible feeling about it. I was thinking, like, what if he had a seizure in his bed and that's what woke him up? I don't know why, and I'm not someone that normally thinks that, you know, far into things, but that's what I thought. Anyways, he woke up pretty early the next morning around 6, and he told me that he felt weird and that he wasn't feeling so good, but he didn't have a specific reason. He didn't have a headache, he didn't have a stomachache, a fever, anything like that. He just didn't feel good. So I was like, okay, let's get up and get out of bed and eat and see if that helps. So we got up and he just immediately wanted to lay on the couch. And he was laying just flat down, but he assured me his head didn't hurt, because that's what I thought maybe would be going on. And basically, I was keeping a close eye on him, and I noticed that his eyes were doing this little twitching thing. And sometimes when he has a seizure, right before or right after, his eyes kind of roll like back in his head. I have some videos showing it, and it's just like a quick little roll. And his eyes were doing that, but it would do it like a few times in a row. And I thought that was odd, so I just kept watching him very closely to notice that his arm and shoulder was twitching, and then his leg was too. And I didn't notice the leg at first because he had a blanket over him. Well, I noticed for about 30 minutes that off and on he was twitching a little bit. Now, it wasn't a lot, it wasn't like a full-on seizure. The rest of his body was just laying there, you know, not moving. But I just know from talking to other parents who have kids that have seizures that this possibly could be some type of seizure activity. And like I said, I'm not going to say for sure if it would be like more of a tonic-clonic seizure, because I'm not too familiar with that, but it's something that I haven't seen. So I did send an email to his doctor, but I also felt like after the 30 minutes was up and he was feeling better, there wasn't any point to like go into the doctor that day. There really wasn't. Now if it had continued, or if anything had changed, or of course I would have taken him in right away, or if I needed to call 911 or whatever, I obviously would have done that. But after he was up and moving after that 30 minutes, he was 100% better. And oh, it's really hot in my car right now. So I basically have been keeping an eye on him, and I wrote down all of the details so that I could just, you know, keep a watch for it and keep track of anything if it happens again. It definitely made me nervous and upset and sad, and I am just really happy that in the next couple weeks we will be starting a treatment, because hopefully that is going to have Alyster be seizure free and I won't have to worry about these things. That is obviously the plan and the goal. And I feel like some people might be questioning, like, why wouldn't you start treatment right away if you don't want your son to have seizures? But keep in mind, absent seizures are not dangerous. They don't cause brain damage. They don't cause anything. And Alyster is not affected by them. We are very upfront and we talk to him about his seizures. He knows he has them, but they don't affect him. And since he is under adult supervision like all the time, it's not really anything that is going to like cause him to lose his balance and like fall into the road, because we're always right there with him. And Hans and I especially, we probably notice like a huge majority of every single seizure, when if someone else was with us, they might not even notice that he had one when he just had like, you know, 10 in this couple hour period of time or something like that. So because he's been under adult supervision, we have felt that it was okay to hold off and not do treatment since they're not affecting him. However, of course, there is the risk that he could have other type of seizures that would be more dangerous, and there's no way to plan for that, of course, unless you want, you know, unless the person, the parent, whatever, guardian wanted to start treatment right away to avoid that. I think that's smart. It just wasn't the right timing for us and our... Sorry guys, my camera died, so I'm gonna film the rest on my phone real quick. So, like I was saying, so there can be some very dangerous side effects that do come along with treatments, or maybe not even so much dangerous, but it can be a change for the child. And so, you know, we just wanted to be able to pick the best time when we thought we would have the best chance to keep a close eye and watch for any changes or anything like that. It can be, you know, we don't know for sure if this treatment's going to work or not. So I am excited and hopeful that Alyster will be seizure free one day, and hopefully one day soon. We wanted to have him hopefully be seizure free before he starts kindergarten, because when he's in kindergarten he's going to be gone all day long, like 8 hours, and you know, the teachers aren't going to notice when he blinks out for a few seconds. And even though it's not harmful to him, when he's in school learning, he is going to be missing out little pieces of information every, you know, so often. Every time he has a seizure, he loses a few minutes. And we don't want that for him. We want him to be able to play sports if he wants. We want him to be able to do activities where we don't have to worry and like warn the person, Alyster has seizures, like keep an eye on him. Like in most instances, his seizures are not going to be harmful or, you know, cause him to like do something that where he would get hurt. But in a situation where he was like maybe playing sports or something, it could. He also he's not supposed to go swimming. And so obviously it's okay if we are right next to him, like, and he's in water, but you know, there are going to be things that he is going to be held back from if we don't start treatment. So that's where we are at. You guys know I will update you, and I thank you for sending us love and appreciate all of you guys. So I will talk to you later. Bye.